Hello, Marian here from Language Studio Eufema. Today on the menu, some and any. So in general, we use some in affirmative sentences. For example, I need some new clothes. In Slovak, some will be this. Also, we have to realize that we don't use some with a singular noun. So when you want to say something like this, in Slovak, you don't say I want some apple, but I want an apple, because it's only one apple. And in this case, we don't use some. Any, on the other hand, is used in negative sentences. So every single sentence that contains don't, or didn't, or haven't, or, for example, won't or can't, basically, in every single sentence that contains negative word, you are supposed to use any. Like here, they don't have any children. We have don't here. This is the negative word, and that's why we use any here. In the Slovak language, any will mean this. I didn't eat any sugar when I was dieting. Again, we have didn't here, so this is a negative word. That's why we have to use any. And again, in the Slovak language, this is the translation. Or we have this sentence, I haven't visited any African countries. In the Slovak language, this is the translation of any. And we use any here because we have this negative word in the sentence. Any has also another use. We use any also in questions. So in general, when you have a question that ends with a question mark, you are supposed to use any in it. Like here, do you have any pens in your bag? So the translation changes here, and this is what it means in the Slovak language. We have another one. Are there any chairs in your bedroom? So again, you have a question. It's marked by the question mark here. That's why we have to use any chairs. And finally, are there, and this is the Slovak translation. So this is the translation of any. As was the case with some, also with any, we don't use it with singular nouns. So we ask, do you have a pen in your bag? It is just one pen, so we don't use any in this case. The translation is the same, however, the word in the English sentence is a in this case, not any. It's only one pen, singular noun. Or here, is there a chair in your bedroom? It's just the one chair, and that's why you have to use a here, although in the Slovak language, the translation remains the same. So briefly, we use some in affirmative or positive sentences, and we use any in negative sentences and in questions. Now, let's practice. Let's translate a couple of sentences with some and any. So the first one. So please now translate it for yourself. I have some. It's not a question. It's not a negative sentence. So some is the only option that we can use here. I have some. Next one. I don't have any. Negative, right here. That's why we have to use any. Do you have any? It's a question mark. So we are supposed to use any. He doesn't have any. As you can see also, we have to use he here. In the Slovak language, it's not necessary because we conjugate our verbs, but in the English language, it is necessary to mention a person here. So it must be given in the sentence, he, and we have negative. He doesn't have any. Because of the negative, we need to use any. This is not a negative sentence. This is not a question. That's why we use some. He has some. And this is a question, of course, so we use any in this case. Does she have any? Let's continue with a slightly different structure. There are some. Especially when you want to express a location of some things, you say there are some. It's a question. Are there any? Negative. There aren't any. There aren't any. Now let's have a look at this room. What do you think? What kind of room is this? What is this? Is this a bedroom, or is this a, I don't know, bathroom, or is this a kitchen? No, none of these. It's a living room. So let's identify some of the things that you can see in the picture. So, for example, what are these? Yeah, if you said lamps, is absolutely correct. So there are two lamps here in this picture. Next, what are these? Yeah, these are pillows. These are pillows. What about these? What about these? Yeah, this is easy. These are books. And finally, these are vases. Two vases. And now I can ask you about your living room. So the question would be, try to translate it for yourself. And the translation is, are there any lamps in your living room? It is a question, so we need to use any here. And we are asking about the location of these lamps somewhere. So also take a look how it is done in this sentence, how it is formed in English, because in the Slovak language, we have the information about place almost at the beginning of a sentence. So many students are tempted, or they want to form it like, are in your living room any lamps? And that's not entirely correct, because in English, when you form a sentence, the information about place and time should come more towards the end of a sentence. That's why we have in your living room at the end of a sentence in the English sentence. So, are there any lamps in your living room? Okay, so the answer can be negative. No, there aren't any lamps in my living room. Or the answer here can be also positive. So you'd say, yes, there are some lamps in my living room. So as you could see here, we have negative. That's why we have to use any. However, the situation changes in the following sentence, because that sentence, this one here, is positive. That's why we use some in this case. Also note that we have lamps in the sentences. It means that these nouns are not singular. There are plural. There are more lamps, not one lamp, but maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So more lamps. Let's do the same thing for pillows. Now, please translate it for yourself. I will give you some time. translation here. Are there any pillows in your living room? As you can see, again, the information about place is towards the end of the sentence. Are there any pillows in your living room? And you can answer with a positive, affirmative answer, like, yes, there are some pillows in my living room. Or negative, no, there aren't any pillows in my living room. Okay, now, what about this room? What is this? It's the kitchen, or is this a bedroom, or a living room, or bathroom, perhaps? Oh, yes, it is a bedroom. It is a room where people sleep. So let's have a look at some of the things that we can see in this room. And again, we have two. What are these? These are lamps, again. And you can ask, are there any lamps in your bedroom? So I would ask you, are there any lamps in your bedroom? What would you answer? You could say, yes, there are some lamps in my bedroom. Actually, there are. We have two lamps in our bedroom. So I would say, there are two lamps, or there are some lamps in our bedroom. Or you can answer also with a negative answer. So you can say, no, there aren't any lamps in my bedroom. Okay, these are pillows, yeah? And again, how would you ask? How would you ask me about pillows in my bedroom, for example? So you would ask this. Are there any pillows in your bedroom? And the answer would be, yes, there are some pillows in my bedroom. And the last is this thing, or these things. What are they? Well, they are on the side of the bed, so they are bedside tables, or maybe more like bedside cabins, but okay, bedside tables. So again, we can ask using this structure, are there any bedside tables in your bedroom? And the answer can be yes, positive, yes, there are some bedside tables in my bedroom, or the answer can be negative. So you would say, no, there aren't any bedside tables in my bedroom. Okay, let's circle back to the translation we did before. Let's practice again. Translate these expressions with some and any, okay? I have some. Positive sentence. I don't have any. It's negative. Do you have any? It's a question. He doesn't have any. It's negative. He has some. It's a positive sentence. Does she have any? It's a question. And now let's add some more context, shall we? Do you have any fruit? No, I don't have any fruit. It's a question, so do you have any milk? No, I don't have any milk. This one is an affirmative sentence, so we use some. I have some milk. Okay, now we have a fridge here. It's not our fridge, just a random fridge that I grabbed from the internet. So let's talk about the content and let's practice a little bit some and any using this picture. It's the question is, what do you have in your fridge? So let's say we want to talk about apples. So the question could be like, do you have any apples in your fridge? Do you have any apples in your fridge? Question, yes, I have some apples in my fridge. Or negative, no, I don't have any apples in my fridge. Okay, now let's do the same thing with strawberries. These are strawberries. This is a Slovak question. Please try to translate it into the English language. Yeah. Do you have any strawberries in your fridge? And also, note that how in your fridge again in here is at the end of a sentence. So do you have any strawberries in your fridge? And the answer could be negative, like here. So try to translate it. It will be no, I don't have any strawberries in my fridge. And it can be also positive, but unfortunately, I don't have a positive or affirmative sentence given here. And it will be, yes, I have some strawberries in my fridge. So if you ask me at this very moment, no, we don't have any strawberries in our fridge. No. Okay, now, what is this? This is champagne. Yeah, make sure that you pronounce it correctly. It's champagne. This is the melody, because you have this, I'll be able to make it bigger. This apostrophe here in the phonetic transcription means that you go with your voice a little bit higher. So you don't say it the way you would say it in the Slovak language, because many people would say it, many Slovak learners of English would say it champagne. Yes. The melody would be very similar to the Slovak language. In English, you go like this, that you start down and you do champagne. Yeah. So this is champagne. And the question would be, let's form it together. Do you have any champagne in your fridge? And the answer could be yes, I have some champagne in my fridge. Or no, I don't have any champagne in my fridge. And now the stage is yours, okay? So now I want you to form a question and also answer the question for yourself, okay? So questions and answers based on what's true for you. So next one is this. It's juice. In this case, it's orange juice. So question would be, try to form it for yourself. Do you have any juice in your fridge? And now please answer it as well. I would say we don't have any orange juice in our fridge now. No. Next one. So milk. So please try to form a question. Do you have any milk in your fridge? And I would say, yes, we have some milk in our fridge. What about you? Okay. Next one. This is Coke. So, for example, ask me, form a question. Do you have any Coke in your fridge? An answer, I would say, no, we don't really drink Coke, so no, we don't have any Coke in our fridge. What about you? Okay. This is mineral water. So please form a question. Do you have any mineral water in your fridge, you would say? And my answer would be no, we don't have any mineral water in our fridge. These are olives. Make sure that you don't say it with like very rounded and closed O. Many Slovak students of English, they say olives, like it's very, very rounded, olives. In American English especially, you would open, or you should open your mouth more, like not olives, but olives. Yeah, so olives, spread it more, olives. And then it sounds a little bit better when you say it that way. So olives and longer, olives. So these are olives, okay? Enough pronunciation, more, some, and any. Chop, chop. So the question here would be, ask me. And I would say, yes, we have some olives in our fridge. What about you? Okay. These are bananas. Yeah? Again, you have this different melody. You don't say bananas, but you start lower, then you jump higher, and then you go lower again. So you say bananas. Okay, bananas. This na is higher and longer. So you say bananas. Okay, so ask me about bananas and in my fridge. Do you have any bananas in your fridge? Good. No, actually, no, we don't have any bananas in our fridge. We don't keep bananas in the fridge. I don't know whether you are supposed to keep bananas in the fridge. I've heard somewhere that not. So no, we don't have any bananas in our fridge. What about you? Please answer. Okay. Next one. It's oranges. Yes, oranges. And again, don't say oranges or something like this, like very, very Slovakized, or like oranges or something like this. Oranges, longer and more spread, more opened. Oh, oranges. So ask me about oranges in our fridge. No, actually, we don't have any oranges in our fridge. What about you? Do you have any oranges in your fridge? Okay. This is yogurt. Yogurt. So ask me about yogurt in our fridge. Oh, yes. Yeah, we have some yogurt in our fridge. We have some yogurt in our fridge. What about you? Do you have any yogurt in your fridge? No, okay. Okay. And this is the last one. These are potatoes. And again, the melody. See, you don't say potatoes. But in English, you start lower, then you jump higher, and then you go back low. So potatoes. And this A is longer as well. So then it sounds good. Potatoes. Okay. Ask me about potatoes in our fridge. Yes. I don't know why, but yes, we have some potatoes in our fridge. We keep potatoes in the fridge. What about you? Do you have any potatoes in your fridge? Okay. Some and any can be combined with thing or where or who or one or body. So in affirmative sentences, you can create something like something. And something, some plus thing, in the Slovak language is this. Or about people, you can create form someone or somebody. It's the same thing. And it means this. And the third one is about place, and it's somewhere. So something, someone, somewhere. The use of something, someone, and somewhere is very similar to the use of some. So it means that they could be used, or they should be used, ideally in affirmative sentences. For example, we can see it in the sentence, I want to eat something. It is an affirmative sentence, so that's why we are supposed to use something here. On the other hand, in negative sentences, with aren't, don't, didn't, haven't, pretty much everything with not, everything with a negative word. We use also this combination of any with thing. We have anything, and in this case, it will mean this in the Slovak language. Or we can combine any with one, and in that case, we will have this in the Slovak language. And the last case here is a combination of any and where, anywhere. And in Slovak language, it means this. For example, in a sentence, I didn't see anything, because we have this negative word didn't in the sentence. I didn't see anything. And we can use any in questions as well. So we have anything, and anything is used when it is used in questions. So the Slovak meaning will be different. This is anyone or anybody. You can use anybody as well instead. It's pretty much the same. And the third is anywhere, anywhere. And anywhere is this in Slovak. We have an example sentence. Is anyone here? And this is what it means. Now let's translate some expressions to learn some, any, and their combinations with thing and one and where. So let's do it. Please translate the sentences you see on the screen. I don't watch anything. It's a negative sentence. I don't do anything. It's a negative sentence as well. That's why we use anything. I do something. Positive sentence, affirmative sentence. I watch something. As well, it's affirmative, it's positive sentence. That's why we have to use something. I don't eat anything. Okay, a poor thing. I don't eat anything. It's negative word here, don't in this case. So that's why we use anything. I travel somewhere. It's a positive sentence. That's why we use somewhere here. I don't know anyone. Yeah, in this case, we have the negative words. So that's why we are supposed to use anyone. And the last one is this. I know someone. It's an affirmative sentence. It's a positive sentence. That's why it's okay to use some. Let's go on. I do something. I don't do anything. I don't go anywhere. I don't travel anywhere. I eat something. I go somewhere. Okay, so these were translations. And now let's have a little conversation. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Please answer the questions and we'll have like a little simulated conversation, okay? So this is the first question. Do you do anything interesting at weekends? I would say, I do something interesting at weekends. And you? Okay, it can be very short. You don't have to like speak a lot about it. If you say, I don't do anything interesting at weekends, or you can say, I do something interesting at weekends. This is okay. We are practicing here anything, something, anyone, someone. So these short answers will do in this case. Did you go anywhere last weekend? I can say that yes, I went somewhere last weekend. What about you? Okay. Next question is, do you eat anything sweet for breakfast? No. I don't like sweet stuff for breakfast. I don't know why. I can stomach it. So I would say no, I don't eat anything sweet for breakfast. No. What about you? Okay. Do you personally know anyone famous? Now, I don't mix with famous people, so no. I'd say I don't know anyone famous. It's negative, so I used anyone. I don't know anyone famous. What about you? Do you know anyone famous? Okay, let's do the next one. Do you usually travel anywhere abroad on holiday? Um, I'd say I sometimes travel somewhere abroad on holiday. But for example, last year and the year before, I didn't travel anywhere abroad on holiday. So tell me about you. Do you usually travel anywhere abroad on holiday? Okay. Do you watch anything interesting on TV in the evenings? Do you watch anything interesting on TV in the evenings? Um, let's see. I don't know. Define interesting. I sometimes watch some TV series, comedies. So yeah, let's say I watch something interesting on TV in the evenings. Yes, I watch something interesting on TV in the evenings. What about you? Okay. And the last one is, do you know anyone who speaks four languages? Okay, let's see. No, actually, no. I don't know anyone who speaks four languages. Do you? Do you know anyone who speaks four languages? Okay. All right. That wraps it up for us, guys. I hope that we shed some more light on how to use some and any and that you learn some more grammar. My name is Marian from Language Studio Euphema, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.